Please stand by for further details. We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello to those of you who are feeling called to this reading in particular, mystery reading number 641. Before getting into this reading, chances are most of the people watching this video are not subscribed, so if you are a recurring viewer, you enjoy my work and would like to help support the growth of my channel, feel free to do so by sticking around, hitting that subscribe button down below, and ringing the notification bell next to it so you don't miss an upload. My current goal is 500 subscribers, so I can have access to offering channel membership. So if you do decide to subscribe and support my channel, thank you very much. So, starting with interpreting the number 641, this number is about unconditional love, especially for yourself. It could be for other people, but it feels like it's more focused on yourself. I also just felt that the number 3 could be significant for someone, or the videos, the 630s, videos like 631, 632, 33, etc. Maybe one of those or many of those readings from that period of time could be significant for you. I also feel like your spirit guides want you to know that they are present with you. This number 641 also is about stability, whether it's emotionally, financially. You know, it generally talks about stability on every level, but there's also a message here that if you are stable emotionally, mentally, spiritually, having consistent beliefs, that will be reflected in certain circumstances or relationships outside of you. And if it isn't being reflected, maybe it's time to look at, you know, maybe some instability you're feeling on the inside, or, you know, it's just time to recognize and accept that, you know, there is an unstable situation and that, you know, it's time to let it go. And lastly, this number also brings a message about trusting yourself. Follow your own intuition, your own inner voice. You know, of course, with this reading, only take what resonates. I feel like, you know, it's like a mix of, you know, unconditional love, stability, and trusting yourself. So I do feel that learning to trust yourself is part of loving yourself unconditionally and creating more stability, not only from within, but outside of you. So take your mental health seriously. Any mood swings that you might be experiencing, don't underestimate or overlook those, because you deserve to be heard, and it's important for you to find out how to make that happen. And also know that being heard, it's not always about things going your way. It's mostly just getting that energy out there and doing something productive with it. That's at least what I believe. So now I'm going to draw a card from the Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot to start looking deeper into the messages, signs, synchronicities, energies, etc. that want to come through for you. Okay, so I have the 10 of Wands in reverse. It says, weighed down by heavy burden, speak up, find support, need for change, you're not alone, and hyper independence. This really confirms, like, the first thing I thought about when I saw this card was that there is an unstable situation outside of yourself, whether it's an unstable relationship, an unstable job. That's just, it's time to let go and move on. This could also be a spiritual burden. There's just something unstable here, something that is creating instability that needs to be recognized, addressed, and dealt with. Whatever it is, it's definitely weighing heavy on you. There could also be something here about delegating. I also forgot to mention that I did see the number 345, which is a sign to trust that everything happens for a reason. So if you do resonate with the idea that there's an unstable thing outside of you that needs to be let go, this could be confirmation of that. And I do feel like if it is hard to let something outside of you go, that's a really good sign that it's time to look deeper. Almost like there's something deeper here that you need to let go that is just an extension. This thing outside of you is an extension of an unwillingness or ignorance around needing to let go of something from within. I did forget to mention with the number 6, for me, it is associated with the devil, but like in a tarot card, unhealthy attachments, addictions, codependencies type of way. So it's very important for you to, when it's just your mental health, it's very important for you to take that seriously, to put your health first. Remember, mental health is just as important as physical health. And I just saw 555, which is about change and transformation. So embrace change. And at first, it might have to start from within. You might first need to change the way that you look at things, the way that you feel about something, what you believe. This could definitely be deeply psychological or spiritual for somebody. If you feel like you're on this journey where you're kind of like doing a spiritual detox, or just really deep shadow work, I encourage you to keep doing that, because it's definitely clear in this card that your spirit guides really want you to focus on releasing things that don't serve you, that aren't good for you, that you don't deserve, and that definitely don't deserve you. And I just got a notification on my phone. It's from a news app, and the first thing that I saw was "for you," and it reminded me of that message that you hear, at least I heard often on my own spiritual journey, to remember that everything is working for you, not against you. It only works against you if you make it that way, if that makes sense. You have to look at your challenges, your losses, those types of things as an opportunity rather than a punishment. An opportunity to grow, to become wiser, and to better understand, where you are meant to be in the world, what kind of relationships you're meant to have, what kind of job you're meant to have. So keep discovering yourself if that's what you've been doing. If it isn't what you've been doing, there is definitely something here that you need to let go that could initiate a self-discovery type of journey. Interesting. There is a 10 on this 10 of Wands, and earlier when I was talking about the numbers, when I said that your spirit guides want you to know that they're near, I interpreted that from talking about the 630s videos and how there's like 10 videos, from 631 to 639. I don't actually think there's 630, I think there's 10. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. Yeah, there's 10. There's 10. So, again, I really, really think that your spirit guides want you to know that you don't have to go through this alone. You're always free to communicate with the universe, your spirit guides, whatever higher power you believe in. Maybe there's some sort of limited mindset around connecting with your spirit guides and receiving support from them. It doesn't have to just be tarot reading videos on YouTube. And honestly, I would say that they would prefer if you developed your own ways, own personal communication styles, if that's what you want to call it, with your spirit guides. So pay attention to what types of messages you feel called to, whether it's numbers, certain symbols. Pay attention, because they could definitely be trying to reach out to you. Is there anything else? Oh, yeah, this card says speak up. And I did say something about, that feels like really significant, because I think I said something about it earlier. I don't remember what it was, even though it was about 10 minutes ago. But yeah, speak up, use your voice, whether it's to another person, to a job, to your spirit guides. Speak up, communicate, express yourself, because you deserve to be heard no matter what way, you end up being heard, if that makes sense. I'm going to start wrapping up this reading by drawing out a card from these box of cards, which are cards I made myself if you didn't already know. I just saw 1010, by the way. So again, your spirit guides, I really can't say this enough, they're really, really trying to make their presence known to you. And maybe you know that, and this is just confirmation. One second. Maybe there's something here that they really want to communicate to you, or they really want you to realize something, or they want you to spiritually awaken somehow, even if it's a deeper sense of awareness. They're really trying to encourage you and guide you in a certain direction. And if you know what that direction is, this is your confirmation. Keep going. And if you don't know what that confirmation is, it's important for you, or if you don't know what direction it is, learn how to communicate, especially with yourself. Learn how to communicate and set boundaries with yourself, and that will teach you how to do that outside of you. Yeah, you kind of have to know how to protect yourself from yourself to be able to protect yourself from others or opportunities, unfair, unjust opportunities. Yesterday I did record a reading about bringing justice to yourself, so maybe that could be significant for you. But this card, actually I really like that you're getting this card. It says everything is going to be okay. Because I love seeing this card, because in an energy like the Ten of Wands, where things are heavy, challenging, but it's hard to move on, knowing that everything is going to be okay can make things seem a little, even if it's only a fraction, it can make things seem a little less difficult. I think the reason why your universe, the universe, your spirit guides, whatever you believe in, is trying to connect with you because they want to help you keep your faith and to keep trusting the journey that you're on. Seriously, if you have any doubts, worries, try to understand where that's coming from and really evaluate if it comes from an honest or a fearful place. And if there's anything about the future that you're uncertain about, it's better to acknowledge the uncertainty than to assume the worst. Because you have to be careful with what you believe. If you believe the worst is going to happen, that's what you're going to attract. Maybe not the absolute worst, because our minds tend to make things scarier, more challenging than they actually are sometimes. But be honest with yourself about the future, what's possible for you. There could be something specific here that is triggering the doubt and the worry, and it's important to identify that. Because I really feel like your worries and your doubts come from more of a fearful place rather than an honest, truthful place. This is a good opportunity for you to learn how to be open to, the unknown, all possibilities. That's the thing. If you want the best out of life, you have to be willing and open to experiencing the worst. That's not to say the worst will happen, but you know that the bad thing is going to happen just about as much as you know that the good thing is going to happen. So allow yourself to acknowledge the uncertainty and find coping mechanisms or whatever you need to navigate the uncertainty. I just picked up on like the moon type of energy. Maybe the planet, the moon, could be significant for you. But in tarot, for me, that represents there's a dark, uncertain. Dark doesn't necessarily mean evil, by the way. There's a dark, uncertain situation that it's that is hard to navigate, but not impossible. To really make this easier on yourself, you have to be willing to light the way for yourself, which I associate with the hermit. You have to be willing to reflect and to find your answers from within, which really emphasizes that message of trust yourself. If you have a sense of direction, you don't have to know exactly where you're going to know that you're going in the right direction. And if there's any doubters around you that are making it harder to not doubt the process or yourself, take a deeper look at that. You know, there's a general message or theme here where you are being encouraged to reflect more, especially on how you feel, and evaluate if it comes from an honest or a fearful place, so that way the way forward, even though uncertain, it can at least become a little more clear, a little more concrete, even though it may not be as concrete as some part of you might want it to be.